Welcome to Tuesday Update. Today is Tuesday, February 9th. Well, this Thursday, February 11th, is the World Day of the Sick. And just two quick thoughts for you on that. Number one, if you're at home and ill, or if you've got surgery upcoming and you'd like a blessing, give us a call or email us, because Linda Green in our pastoral care office and myself will connect with you, either on the phone or we can Zoom, and just to connect with you, check in with you, and also do a little blessing. If you want to have some of your family members there when we do the blessing, if you do the Zoom, we can get as many people as you want on there. But we think of you often, and if there's something we can do, let us know, okay? And the second aspect of the World Day of the Sick is our trees. Remember, we've been talking here, the red hearts are all of those who are ill, and the pink hearts are all the caregivers. We're calling that the tree of healers, the tree of the sick. And we're going to do a special blessing this coming weekend at the two masses. So send us in, just call the office, email the office, let us know who is ill and who are their caregivers. And we're going to continue to load these trees up with hearts. And then we'll do that special blessing. And again, feel free to, it could be your friends, they don't have to live in this area, and then just send them the link so that they can connect with us this weekend, and they'll be part of the blessing, because we're going to bless our sick and we're going to bless our caregivers this weekend, okay? I hope you might be considering joining one of our Lenten small groups. If you haven't done it in the past, you ought to give it a shot. It's 4 weeks for an hour and a half each, 6-hour commitment. And we're taking registrations now, and we're going to take them through this Sunday. Of course, Ann Rose is the head of that group, and she's happy to answer any questions you might have. And there's all different types of group and times that the groups are offered. So, for example, there's a mixed group, a men's only group, a women's only group, a young adult group, a women's with infertility group. We've got a new group this year. We're going to start right after the 10 o'clock Mass at 11:30. So, of course, all these are virtual. And right after that 10 o'clock Mass, people are going to get together at 11:30 virtually, and you'll have heard the readings and maybe something out of the homily, but just kind of talking about reflections on it. So it's not a deep biblical discussion at all. It's more of how the scriptures relate to our life, and so that's very, very helpful. So if you have never done it, or especially if you're new here, it is a great way to meet some new people. February is, the theme, of course, is love. And so we've asked a couple of our parishioners, two of our young adults, what does God's love mean to you? And here's what they have to say. So Mary Jordan, she's one of our high schoolers. She reflects as follows: God's love is the most substantial love I have in my life. Since God is the ultimate Father, similar to my own, God helps guide me, and when I allow Him, He gives me peace of mind by ensuring me He has a plan for me. Knowing God has loved me since I was knit in my mother's womb, as the scriptures tell us, is so comforting and helps me to be true to who I am and be the person He has called me to be. Robbie Romer is one of our college students, and he reflects on God's love as follows: To me, God's love serves as an inspiration to me each day. As we've learned, God has had countless instances where He's shown mercy and compassion. Knowing this, I strive to show the same mercy and compassion that He does in the scriptures to ultimately make myself a better follower of God. This past Advent, we had fun with that Advent in a box. We got a lot of positive feedback from that. It was really a home run. And our staff, they are very, very good. They have great innovative minds. And so when we asked them to think about, hey, what can we do for Lent this year, they came up with the idea of, let's do a Lent in a can. Lent in a can. So I've asked Nancy Ruski, who's our business manager and one of our staff members, to come forward and tell us a little bit more about what we can expect for Lent in a can.
Thank you, Father. Hello. So yes, it was November. I stood here before you and we talked about Advent in a box, and now flash forward to this snowy February morning, and we're going to talk about Lent in a can. We're sort of playing off the can you idea. It's similar to Advent in a box in the sense that we tried to come up with a way that we could connect with all of you in this disconnected world we're living in right now. But I feel it's different in that I feel it has a little bit more structure than the Advent in a Box did. Each can will contain a nifty calendar, covers every day from Ash Wednesday all the way through to Good Friday. And what we tried to do was take the days of the week and assign a theme to them. And so, for example, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're going to have a virtual opportunity for you, 3 different virtual opportunities. Mondays with Marty. Deacon Marty will talk about some of our favorite saints. Wednesdays will be Worship Wednesday with Lauren, our youth minister, who will be doing a virtual adoration for us each week that you'll be able to tune into. Fridays will be Fridays with Filati, our school children, and Tom Filati will take us a little bit deeper into the Stations of the Cross. On Tuesdays, we're talking about Talk Tuesday, which is dedicated to the corporal works of mercy. Token Thursday will be about symbols and things that represent Lent and how they got to be a symbol and what they mean. And then Saturday, I know you'll be very excited. The ever popular drawstring bag is back. We're not going to ask you for food donations this time. This time on Service Saturday, we're going to ask for a donation of a household item. We're trying to help people who are transitioning into permanent housing. And so your calendar is the resource for all of the different days of the week. And each of those Saturdays has one particular food item that, if you can, we can donate. And again, it all plays off on that word can. We're calling this program Can You? So I hope you enjoy it. We thank you so much for your participation in Advent in a Box, and we hope you like this program just as much.
Thank you, Nancy, and to all of our staff who worked very, very hard to come up with these, fill in these cans. So I think you are going to enjoy it. And we're going to distribute those cans this weekend for all those who are here. And for those of you who are not able to be at Mass, we want to be able to get you a can as well. Tuesday, February 16th, the 16th, from 1 to 3, inside the main church door. We're going to give you out cans for those who would like one. Okay, so just come by February 16th, 1 to 3. And we'll certainly give them out as long as they last. And I think you'll enjoy those activities. This weekend, we're going to continue to collect old palm. Right now, you could come anytime. There's a basket in the main section of the church, just inside the door, as well as over here at the Stafford side. And remember, last year you didn't get any palm, so don't think you can't find it. The pandemic had begun; we couldn't distribute the palm. But sometimes people have palm left over from years before, so it's a good way to bring it in. We'll burn it. We'll get our ashes from that for palm or for Ash Wednesday. Speaking of that, what we're going to do for Ash Wednesday, remember, we're going to keep everybody safe. So for ashes, instead of making the mark on a person's forehead, that involves touching people's heads, we're not going to do that this year. And it's an ancient tradition. It's just to sprinkle just a little tiny bit of ashes on the top of a person's head. And you don't have to go home and wash your hair. There's not that much. It's just a few little sprinkles of ashes on top of the head. Now, what I'll do is, remember we always say, turn away from sin and be faithful to the gospel. We're not going to do that individually. I'll do that once from the altar so that we're not talking in front of people's faces. And so people will just come up, a little sprinkle on top of their head. It won't be much. You won't even be able to see it. That's how we'll do ashes this year, okay? Now, we're going to have 3 services for Ash Wednesday, 6:30 a.m., noon, 6 p.m. Now, what we'll do, the one at noon is Mass and ashes. The one at 6:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. at night is just a service and ashes. So services, we do everything we would normally do, except we don't do the Eucharistic prayer and we don't distribute communion, okay? So we do everything else, but not those 2 things. So those will be, you'll hear more about that, but just for your planning purposes. Hey, thanks again for your patience with the construction. We do have that gathering area, chapel area blocked off, that sidewalk for your protection. So I know that's a bit of a inconvenience sometimes, but you can always come in through the church entrance or the Stafford side entrance. If you do need something, again, we ask you as a favor, please call us or email us. We're trying to keep our staff safe by not having people come in. Like I said, it pains me to ask you not to do that, but when we get through this, we want you coming in like normal. But right now, we need to keep that staff good and safe. Okay. The drop box. Remember, some of you like to give your donations through the drop box during the course of the week, and it was out there, outside the chapel door on the brick post. But of course, that sidewalk is closed off. We've relocated the black box to the main section of the church here. Outside, you'll see it right on the wall. So like you would normally come in those main doors, it's right there on your right-hand side. We'll leave that black box out there. We check it every night, but thank you again for your support. I know many of you like to use the black box. Hey, just a little quick construction update. Last week, we lucked out. So they've been forming up 2 of the 4 walls, and we just needed 1 or 2 days of decent weather, and we got it. On Friday, it was kind of high 30s. And so they came in, they poured those 2 of the 4 concrete walls. And so they're up, and this week they've taken down some of the forms, but we're really coming along pretty well on that. So again, thanks for all your support on that, and could never have done it without the generosity of our parishioners. Thank you. And what I'm going to try and do, a little video each week, a little 15, 20-second video to show you a picture of what's going on out there for those of you who can't get here. And then we'll post it on Thursday Update. So I'll just do a little quick video showing you where the workers are at, what we're doing, and we'll post it on Thursday. And again, if you're not getting that Thursday Constant Contact, let us know, okay? Again, reminder at noon for us to pause and pray for unity in our country, our communities, and our own families, to say a prayer at noon. Hey, I want to give you an update on Father Frown. I apologize last week, I forgot all about doing it. I had it on my notes and I skipped over it, but I want to give you an update. So remember he had the surgery. He is in rehab now. He moved into rehab on Friday. And I had a chance to talk to him on Sunday, but just very, very briefly. Of course, can't get in to see him. But I got a chance to talk to him, and he's weak. You can just kind of tell in his voice. He's weak, still trying to get his appetite. Told him we're praying for him here at St. Pius. That meant a lot to him. He asked me to ask people to continue to do that. But I wanted to give you an update on that. We hope he can get that appetite back, which then he can get his strength back. Okay, but it's good news that he's in rehab trying to do that. This week is National Marriage Week, and 2 quick thoughts on that. Number 1, last night we started our pre-Cana for 10 couples, and it's really good. They're getting a chance to meet each other. We have 2 groups. There's one group of 6, one group of 4. One's on Monday night, one's on Thursday night. They'll do it for 4 weeks here in February. But they're getting a chance to meet each other. And they've got some couples who are seasoned married couples, and then some who are newly married couples. They're kind of taking them through that I was on last night to bless the crucifixes for the first bunch of couples. So really, really nice. I think they enjoy it. They love to meet other people. Very verbal, which is really, really good. And the second part of that is if we during this COVID, studies show us that there are a lot of struggling marriages, and if we can be of help to you in terms of a couple to couple, we have some couples here who have been through their own struggles, who want to see if they can give you a sense of hope and someone to bounce ideas off. They're not counselors. They don't pretend to be counselors. But they want to try and support you and walk with you in a couple-to-couple basis. And so if you let us know, we'll get you in contact with Therese Mayar. She is our connections coordinator. So that's what she kind of does. And so we will get you connected. Let us know if we can be of help. The thought for the week last week was from Mark Twain. And we talked about Twain saying, "Do the right thing. It will gratify some people and astonish the rest." So that's a little update for this week. Look forward to seeing you this weekend, either in person or on our live stream. And we're going to do our blessing for the sick and for the caretakers. That's going to be something I'm going to look forward to do this weekend because we think of our sick here all the time. And we got great respect and love for our caretakers who give so much energy and effort to care for them. So stay safe. Have a good week. We'll see you this weekend.